Rewind 6 weeks. Richard Roose works as a cook in the Rochester palace of John Fisher, one of England's most powerful bishops. On February 18, 1531, Roose prepares the usual morning porridge for the household. But something goes terribly wrong. Within hours, 17 people fall violently ill, vomiting, convulsing, their bodies racked with pain. 2 victims die, Bennett Kerwin and a beggar woman who ate the leftover scraps. The survivors barely cling to life. Fisher himself tastes the porridge, but eats only a small amount, which likely saves him. Roose is arrested immediately. But here's what terrifies the authorities. This wasn't an accident. Poison, the invisible killer that bypasses guards, armor, and castle walls. In 1531, Henry VIII is paranoid. He's breaking from Rome, defying the Pope, making powerful enemies across Europe. Any cook, any servant could slip poison into his food. When news of Fisher's poisoning reaches the king, he doesn't see a kitchen accident. He sees assassination attempt on one of his bishops. Fisher opposed Henry's divorce from Catherine of Aragon. Was someone sending a message? Henry moves fast. Within 3 weeks, Parliament passes the Act for Poisoning, a brand new law that makes poisoning an act of high treason. The punishment? Death by boiling. Roose is taken to the Tower of London. The methods used there remain unrecorded, but the tower's reputation speaks for itself. Under interrogation, Roose confesses, but his confession raises more questions than answers. He claims he added the powder as a joke, never intending to kill anyone. A joke that murdered 2 people and nearly killed a bishop? The authorities don't believe him. Some historians suggest Roose may have been paid to poison Fisher by those who wanted the bishop silenced. Others believe he acted out of spite or madness. The truth dies with him, because Henry's new law demands an execution that will terrify anyone who even thinks about using poison. Smithfield. The cauldron hangs over roaring flames. By the time Roose arrives, the water is already boiling. Guards chain him and lower him into the cauldron, not dropped, lowered slowly. Eyewitness accounts describe his screams echoing across the square. The crowd watches in stunned silence. Some turn away, others stand frozen, unable to look away from the horror. It takes nearly 2 hours for Roose to die. The law specified he must be boiled to death while alive, and the executioners follow their orders precisely. Roose becomes the first person executed under Henry's poison law, and possibly the only one. The method is so brutal that even Tudor England, known for its savage punishments, rarely uses it again. Richard Roose's name appears in execution records, trial documents, and parliamentary proceedings, but one detail is missing from every account: his motive. Why would a cook with no known enemies, no political connections, and nothing to gain commit mass murder? Fisher survived, which means if someone hired Roose to assassinate the bishop, they failed. The powder was never identified in official records. Some historians believe Roose was a scapegoat, executed to send a message, while the real conspirators walked free. In Henry VIII's England, sometimes the truth mattered less than the warning, and that warning, delivered in boiling water at Smithfield, echoed for centuries. Poison the king's allies, and your death will be worse than anything you can imagine.